Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, and welcome to your middle of the day market update this afternoon. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're staying safe in these market circumstances, which are not the best at the moment. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. We got some news today. Obviously, there is still tension in the world and also in the markets at this point of time. So what I wanted to do is take a look at the fundamentals, talk a little bit about the news. Excuse me. Tomorrow we have some news as well. I'll kind of prepare you for that, and just in general, just to kind of get ahead of it, you should expect volatility, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And we'll talk about some altcoins. I think some altcoins are actually a little bit interesting, but of course, I mean, as long as like everything right now is very correlated. So some altcoins are performing relatively well against Bitcoin, but most of them are just following Bitcoin. And Bitcoin isn't doing great. We got a bit of an aggressive bid into the start of the US session today. But overall, if you take a look at all the fundamentals here, I mean, the S&P 500 got a bit of a bullish opening here, but it's also not super bullish. It's kind of consolidating here on top of the previous all-time high and that level. And then we take a look at gold, and gold is also not bullish, not bearish, but you'd love to see this being bearish, of course. Since Bitcoin right now is very correlated to stocks. If Bitcoin becomes more correlated to gold, would be great as well. That would have actually been better in the last couple of months, but still. Then it's a different story, but right now there's just still uncertainty, unfortunately. And then risky assets such as the Russell 2000 are dropping down, that's bearish, and the dollar strength index is still bullish. So that is all fundamentally bearish for Bitcoin. Now, technically, we have been defending this level here around 60,000 quite well. I have to say, like what I said earlier, into the US session, we actually got a bit of an aggressive bid. You can see we had some sort of a spike up, but that instantly got rejected. So if anything, I'm leaning towards being slightly bearish here. Now, in the end, I think the name of the game at this point of time is waiting for confirmation, because sure, the dollar strength index, for example, is bullish, which is historically bearish, but it's also getting towards a resistance level. So if the dollar strength index keeps being bullish and hits the resistance while Bitcoin is holding this level here at 60,000, we might as well break out from here. But for me, what we have to wait for with Bitcoin right now, and therefore with most of the market, I would say, since most of the coins are correlated to Bitcoin right now, is either a breakout below 60,000, which would probably lead, if we zoom out a bit here, which would probably lead to some sort of a drop into this support level between 58 and 59,000. It's either waiting for that, or, and for that we're going to zoom back in, some sort of a bullish breakout at least above 61,200. If we can actually break above 61,200 here, we're not bullish, but then at least we do have some sort of a consolidation down here on top of 60,000 from which we can be bullish. Because ultimately, to actually get bullish, we'd need to break above 62,400, and that is not a possibility in my eyes, unless we get some very positive news, some sort of a major de-escalation of what's going on in the Middle East, for example. But that doesn't seem to be close. So we're waiting for that confirmation, given the fundamentals and given in general the rejections that we're getting and the bearish technical confirmations. I would say it's most likely we're going to drop down below 60,000 here and go into 59, 58,000, and we will be able to find more support there. That's what I think is most likely, but I would not short Bitcoin here either. There's not an amazing trade here, because then you'd short at like 60, you'd place your stop loss at like 61,600, and then you get a risk reward of a little bit over 1. So in general, I think when it comes to Bitcoin, it's better to kind of stay out of the market and wait for that confirmation. That's what I think is most important here. And when we're talking about altcoins, there are some altcoins, like if you take a look at Aptos, for example, right here. Aptos is trying to break out here, actually has quite a lot of momentum, which you can see down here, has a lot of volume as well. So it's trying to break out very much here. That has a possibility, it has the potential to break out if Bitcoin is bullish, right? Otherwise, it's going to not work, I think. So something like Aptos actually does have potential. And something like Phantom as well, if it's able to get some sort of a reclaim here above 63 cents. So mainly the coins that were already strong in the previous month, those can actually continue to be strong if Bitcoin turns a bit stronger here. Because in the end, everything is correlated. So yes, some altcoins are stronger than others, and Aptos, Phantom, Stacks, Near, Dogs, and Aave after the news are more bullish than Bitcoin here, as you can see, but most of the altcoins are weaker than Bitcoin and just purely moving together with Bitcoin. So I would not recommend trading too much on them. And I would recommend waiting for that confirmation. But that's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.